Welcome, world. It's time for some trivia. And apparently, Duty Ron and Joey Brooklyn are live as well. Good evening. Good evening, Inner Peas. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Kitty Coo, thank you for the email. I did not know that. Cheryl, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Hope everyone had a pleasant weekend. Cement Shoes, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Mel Stiller, good evening. Hello, Will and Chat. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 everyone. Short and Eyes. Hi, Short and Eyes. How are you doing? Welcome to tonight's trivia. Move my microphone a little bit closer here. It's right here. It's just barely out of view. I don't want to stick it right here in front of my face because I tend to talk too loud anyways. Gianna Marie, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I'm going to give it about another 3 minutes, and then we'll get the trivia going. Gamma, good evening. Hey. Hey. And thank you, Gemma, for sending me the additional links. I want to look into the circumstances behind that some more. Can't see chat. I don't have my glasses with you. Oh, I'm sorry. How's everyone doing? I'm doing great. Had a very relaxing day today. Didn't have a lot of things on my list of things that I had to get done today. So that's always a positive. Usually on the weekends, I'm just running around, like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to get everything done. I always have a list that's a mile long and, only so many hours in a day to do them all. But not this weekend. I kind of took it easy. Well, thank you. I'd appreciate that. Thank you, Interpeas, for putting the link to Gemma's channel up. Still not enough people over there subscribing and watching her content. But today is my YouTube birthday, not my personal birthday, but my channel's birthday. 16 years ago, I opened up my actual YouTube channel, and I originally put up 2 videos. One was a video kind of poking fun at my friend. In hindsight, today it doesn't play very good, the humor of that video, but it's no longer on my channel anyways. And the second one was it was a video of Motley Crue's "Shout at the Devil." At 16 years ago, I posted those 2. Now I've only been doing the YouTube thing for 5 years, but it happens to be today is the 5-year anniversary as well. Not 16 years I opened the channel, and 5 years I've been doing YouTube on YouTube, the true crime on YouTube. Thing is, Will, I understand people may not find my channel or topic interesting, but thanks for always promoting me. Sweetheart, even if it wasn't for, the content of your channel. I find it interesting what you sharing your perspective on the world. I would hope that other people would at least give it a chance, watch it, and see if there's something there that they can find interest in a connection with. Zelda, welcome. Well, inner corn won't work. Oh, thank you, Gemma, for the super chat. Will, you're amazing. I love you. Thank you and your family. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. All right, 20 seconds, and we're gonna get this party started. Hope I didn't miss anybody while I was blabbing away over here. Jude, good morning, good evening, Jude. Welcome to tonight's trivia. All righty. So tonight's trivia is all on the Toolbox murders. In case you're not familiar with who the Toolbox murderers are, they are two serial killers who got together and became best of friends. They were besties, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, they met behind bars. And then when Lawrence Bittaker got out first, and then he wrote and corresponded with Roy Norris, and then the two of them decided, hey, let's put the plans together that we had talked about in prison together, and actually start going out and doing what we wanted to do. Yeah, sick and twisted. It's very uncommon that two serial killers ever get together, and two serial killers, sadistic serial killers like this, is even rarer. All right, again, it should go without saying that viewer discretion is strongly advised for everything in tonight's trivia, and anything for that matter that I do on this channel 411 now. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. All right, going on to first question. The first question tonight, I'm going to give you credit if there are two possible answers here. After I put this trivia night together, I found out that there are two possible answers to this question. So the first question, the Toolbox murders, Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris killed at least 5 teenage young women in 1979. How did they document their crimes for their own pleasure? Again, there are two possible answers to this. Is it A, they each wrote a book? Was it B, audio recordings talking about the actual murders themselves? Or is it C, homemade movies of the acts? Or D, they confessed on live TV? Of the 4 possible answers, 2 answers I will give you credit for if you guess one of those is the possible answer. Oh, thank you, Gianna Marie. So is it A, B, C, or D? Welcome, Mary. Mary Frederick, welcome to tonight. Gavin is going with B and C. Mary going with B. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, Mary. And thank you for joining us. I'm struggling. No enter, please. Cheryl Pugh. Love the Sun 100. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia. You only have to guess one. You don't have to try to guess both of them. But if you get one of the two right, and I'll tell you which ones they are here in a minute. So if you can figure out, just pick, you have a 50-50 chance of getting it right, basically, because there are 2 wrong answers and two of them are possible right answers. Marina, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Thank you for joining us tonight. and no inner corn. Question number 1 has 2 possible answers. It's the only one on tonight's trivia that has 2 possible answers. And that is because after I put the trivia together, I found out that one of the additional ones that's on there is a possible correct answer. The answer to question number 1, if you guessed B or C, you are correct. They made home movies of it, and that was what I put on my actual list as the correct answer. But they also made audio recordings, like an audio diary of the actual events while they're taking place, egging each other on to torture, maim, and then kill the actual victim along with rape. All of those were part of their MO. They tortured them. First they kidnapped them, then they tortured them, then they raped them, or combination of that. But they did both of B and C, made home movies and audio recordings of the actual events. I didn't know that they made audio recordings of it until I was going back through my notes and the document that I have that for this trivia that are from the FBI on the profile of them. And when they were actually captured, they found audio recordings in the actual vehicle of them that they had made of the actual crime itself. Crimes, I should say. And there are also recordings of them planning additional ones. But if you guessed B or C, you got it correct. All right, next one. One half of the Toolbox murderers, Lawrence Bittaker, openly laughed so much in court while recounting their acts, he cried from laughing so hard. He was later professionally diagnosed as being a psychopath with delusional grandeur. Lawrence Bittaker, one half of the Toolbox murderers. Question number 2. Why were these two killers given such a unique nickname by mainstream media? They never referred to themselves as the Toolbox murderers. They did talk about it after the media nicknamed them that. Was it A, they used different tools to torture? B, they used a toolbox of disguises? C, they both lived double lives? Or D, the first victim was killed by a toolbox? Steph F. Good evening, Steph. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Don't forget to give the mountain lion a thumbs up. Why were these two given such a unique nickname by mainstream media? A, Short Nice is going with A, Marina A, Mel A, Loves the Sun, and Starfire. Good evening, Starfire, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Well, thank you, Steph. I appreciate it. We're acting like adults. That's the best thing I can say. Every once in a while, we do get one of those trolls that pops in and just likes to cause trouble, but we're pretty quick to act to get rid of them. E, they liked watching the show Home Improvement. I enjoy everyone who's here and takes part in these trivia nights. It makes it fun for everyone. They used what they kept in a toolbox as instruments of torture. The Toolbox murder. Why were they given the unique name? The answer to question number 2 is A as in apple. They used different tools to torture their actual victims. As sick and as twisted as that is, they did. They had favorite tools, each of them, and they were different tools, but they used an entire toolbox of instruments to torture their actual victims. And they got such adverse pleasure out of it. It's disgusting. But all right. I did, Starfire. I had a very relaxing vacation. Thank you. Roy Norris, the other half of the Toolbox Murderers, has always been born to kill. That is, if you listen to him. He was, by all accounts, a sadistic serial killer, serial rapist, until he met up and became best friends with Lawrence Bittaker. The two of them tell it as a match made out of this world. They just knew from the start that they would make magical things happen that would be fun, in quotes. That is exactly what Roy Norris said. And thank you, Loves the Sun, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Roy Norris. He said that he knew when they met in prison and they became friends that they would go on to have a lot of fun. Yeah. Sick and twisted. All right. Question number 3. Always use the same vehicle to kidnap, torture, and kill their victims. This vehicle would later be saved from the crusher and is currently in private hands. I know exactly where this vehicle is, but was it an A 1960s 4-door sedan, B, a 4-door pickup truck, C, a 1974 Chevy station wagon, or D, a 1977 Chevy van? The vehicle is currently in the possession of an individual in the state of California, and he bought it for the sheer knowledge that he had the van that belonged to the Toolbox Murderers. It was actually registered to Roy Norris on the, so they knew exactly who it was, and they saved it from the crusher. A van down by the river. I'll select D, says Mel. D, 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 D. We got a lot of D's. Besides the vehicle being in private hands and pretty much in the same condition it was, I don't know much about the owner itself, other than that they saved it it was supposed to be crushed at an auto wrecking yard, and they saved it. I guess they put it back on the road. I don't know. It could be sitting in someone's backyard or in their garage. Just know that the article that I read about it said that they saved the vehicle from the crusher, and it's in private hands. Question number 3. The correct answer is D as in dog. 1977 Chevy van. They look like such a happy couple, reunited, and it feels so good. Something to talk about. I think you and Jude might be on a little bit delayed. Marina, thank you. You didn't have to do that, sweetheart, but thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat. But 1977 blue and white work van. There's 2 windows on it and a window, one of those like 70s like diamond shaped windows in the back that was kind of like a bubble, and then windows on the doors, on the sliding door. or a folding door. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the picture of it again. Question number 4. What famous serial killer said the following about Bittaker and Norris? They are both cowards and they disgust me personally. Was it A, John Wayne Gacy, B, Ted Bundy, C, Richard Ramirez, or D, Christopher Watts? Which serial killer said that these two men are both cowards and they disgust this individual? Everyone, if you like the trivia, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up or thumbs down. I'd appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that people are enjoying the content that I am providing. What serial killer said of these two men, they are both cowards and they disgust me personally? Yes, Roy Norris and Lawrence Bittaker are both men, and they were violent criminals before they ever met up. Oh, thank you, Gamma. Gamma. Mary's going with C. Sounds like something that a clown would say. So Mel's going with A. Mary's going with C. Good old Richard Ramirez. Starfire's going with Richard Ramirez as well. Question number 4. Jude's going with A. The John Wayne Gacy clown. Cheryl, good evening again. Cheryl is going with B. Ted Bundy. 10 seconds. The correct answer to question number 4 is C as in cat, Richard Ramirez. Richard Ramirez was once incarcerated with Lawrence Bittaker. They knew of each other, in the prison, but Richard Ramirez did not run in the same, clique, if you will, as Lawrence Bittaker, but he knew of him, and he said after they were both arrested and captured and convicted, well, Roy Norris took a plea deal, but afterwards that they both were cowards and they disgusted him personally. It's pretty bad when a fellow serial killer is disgusted by you. You picked the wrong psycho. They're all psychos. Every one of them, Mel. Every one of them. Yeah, Richard Ramirez is definitely one to talk, right? Both Bittaker and Norris were abused and neglected from birth by either their parents or foster parents or others. The two of them would finally cross paths in 1976. While the two of them were serving sentences for violent assaults and rape, kidnapping on top of parole violations in 1976. Question number 5. Roy Norris, like so many other offenders in the 1970s, knew if he was ever to be a free man to rape and kill again, he needed to convince those in charge he was cured. From where did he need to do this? Was it A, Folsom Prison, B, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Atascadero Corrado State Hospital, B, C, Walla Walla State Penitentiary, or D, Stillwater State Prison? He knew if he was ever to be a free man to kill and rape again, he needed to convince those in charge he was cured. Roy Norris. Do you think Bittaker and Norris's victims deserved it? Damon, good evening, Damon. No, Damon, I'm going to go with a no on that. I'm pretty sure you already knew the answer to that, but I love that you ask the same questions every time, Damon. I hope you're doing well, Damon. Atascadero. Okay, Atascadero. Is that how you pronounce it? Thank you very much. Atascadero. Inner peace from hell. Well, good for you, Damon. I wish you much success. 100,000. There you go. If I combined all my subscribers and followers, from Facebook and YouTube, just those two main ones. I'm not talking about all social media, but if I combine them both, I would be right around 130, 145, somewhere in there. I got an awful lot of people who follow that are members of the group on Facebook and the page, which I can't get rid of because I'd have to individually delete everybody from the page. It is absolutely ridiculous. And of course, Facebook, well, what are they, Meta? What, they don't want to listen to people who actually have businesses. Really? Why can't you just delete the entire thing, and instead of having to remove every single person one at a time? It's ridiculous. And then after you remove everybody, then you can actually close the damn page. But I never used a page. I streamed to it though. That's why people are, joined. Pinky Tuscadero, isn't that from Greece? Pinky. All right, question number 5. The correct answer is B. Atascadero State Hospital. He was, well, let's say it this way. Roy Norris has had a history of being institutionalized for mental health reasons. He's had a dozen different, mental health diagnoses over the years. Going back to when he was in the service, to and why he was discharged from the service and everything else, and no one has ever agreed exactly why. But just like Ed Kemper, he memorized and the actual test itself to be released from the state hospital. And when they sat him down to go through the testing again, he memorized all of the questions and already had the right answers for them. So they released him, only to watch him within a very short period of time after being released from a Atascadero State Hospital, commit yet another violent assault upon an innocent person. And it would continue on from there until they were actually put away for the murders of these 5 women in 1979. All right, next. Question number 6. We already learned they were both abused and neglected from birth. However, which one, or was it both of them, that was diagnosed with having schizoid personality disorder? Was it A, just Lawrence Bittaker was? B, both of them in later years? C, just Roy Norris was? Or D, neither of them was? We are looking to see if one of them was ever diagnosed with having schizoid personality disorder. Was it one or both of them or neither? Kemper, it has a genius IQ. Yes, he does, Mel. Well, that is if we The problem with Ed Kemper though, Mel, is that he refuses to complete an IQ test. So if you take the three that he said he was going to take part in, and you put them all together, he would be, like top of the Mensa level when it comes to his actual IQ. But he's never sat down and completed an entire IQ evaluation. Jude, Gianna, and Love the Sun. We got C's, a couple D's, and E. What Cement said. Says, what did Cement say this time? C. Cement shoes went with C. And her P's, well, whatever Cement said, shoes said, whatever. Go with what he said. Cement's a pretty smart person too. Mel is going, I'm guessing C, says Mel. Short Nice is going with C as well. Schizoid personality disorder. Question number 6. The correct answer is C as in cat. Roy Norris was diagnosed, one of his multiple diagnoses is schizoid personality disorder, and that is what they put down on the discharge papers from the Armed Services, the United States Navy. He went through all the way through boot camp with the Navy and then was discharged within like 30 days afterwards. They said he had a schizoid personality disorder, is what they listed on his discharge. He was given a medical honorable discharge from the Armed Services. What? Yeah. He was given an honorable medical discharge. All right. Next one. While in prison in 1978, the two of them planned out and even went so far as to write out a plan of how to get away with the perfect rapes and murders. No joke. They talked about it fondly later on. When they were caught by a guard writing this out, they told the guard that they were writing out a movie script they planned to sell once they got out. To get rid of their writings, they burned the pages. But later, they actually put it on audio tape, step-by-step, plans for how to get these women into the van and how to do each and every act of it so they wouldn't leave behind forensic evidence. They were wrong. They didn't, they didn't account for, let's just say that forensic examinations and forensics DNA would catch up with them. As criminals try to get away with things, the law enforcement is always right there trying to, stay one step ahead or right with them. Just joining in, guys. I thought trivia night was till 30 minutes from now. I was in the truck stop shower here in south of hot Houston. Oh. Well, Reichardt, welcome to tonight's trivia. We're only on question 7. I can't remember which one listened too much today. All right. Next one. Question 7. Toolbox murders. Lawrence Bittaker never made it back out to the free world. He died behind bars at the old age of 79. And yeah, that's a picture of him for his actual prison ID. What was the one thing he wanted to do outside of prison? He told his attorney if he ever got out, he would do first. Was it A, kill and rape again? B, have an ice cream cone? C, kill his only full brother, or D, eat a real fresh pizza? Excuse me. What did Lawrence Bittaker want to do first if he ever got out? I just saw that interview. He watched the Jersey Shore. Watch the Jersey Shore. That's like being in prison. I think that's actually that qualify as cruel and unusual punishment. It's full of ideas. Question number 7. D would be my choice, LOL. Says Rykart, have a real fresh pizza. Purple, good evening, Purple. How are you doing, Purple? I hope your hubby is doing better. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Loves the Sun's going with A as well. Purple's going with B, have an ice cream cone. Question number 7. They probably have pizza and ice cream in prison. They probably do. I don't know if it's any good, but I'm sure that they probably serve them pizza. I don't know about ice cream cones though, but yeah. He is the same. Thank you. Oh, well, at least it's not worse. Purple. That's a good thing. Question number 7. All right, the correct answer to question 7 is D as in dog. Eat a real fresh pizza. And you are correct. They do have ice cream and pizza in prison, just not fresh. It's like, think of it more as the pizza they serve is like the pizza you'd get in a school cafeteria. It's not the best pizza, it's pizza. But he was really a connoisseur and loved pizza and wanted a fresh hot pizza. The one thing he told his attorney he would do first is get a pizza. But he never made it back out of prison because he was doing what, five life terms plus 48 years. So he wasn't getting out. But he had hopes, so you had good pizza in school? Oh, it's 114. They're 114 degrees. Oh my gosh, Rykar, I'm sorry. Question number 8. Bittaker was released from prison in late 1978, and Norris followed shortly afterwards in January of 1979. How long afterwards did they start killing? Was it 7 days and 4 hours later? B, 2 months, 16 days, and 8 hours later? C, 3 days, 11 hours later? Or D, 1 month, 9 days, and 2 hours later? And yes, they documented it, every bit of it, every single act. They didn't, when the law enforcement caught them, it was pretty much a slam dunk case. Everything that they did together was admitted. They confessed. Everything was right there for them. The high school that I went to, when they had pizza, I don't remember ever having pizza in elementary school, but when I was in high school, they had pizza. and it was like it came on a sheet tray, and they just sliced off little squares for you. I always liked the corners because at least the dough was cooked. In the middle was always gushy and like like overloaded with like oil from all the toppings and stuff. I never liked it. We got a little bit of everything today on this one. A, we got a couple B's, D, C's, D's. We got every one. How long after when Norris was released from prison did they start killing? How long? Rectangular pizza is what we had. Had to put ketchup on it to make it edible. I don't remember how much sauce was on it, but I'm pretty sure it was really cheaply made pizza. The stuff that we used to get. The pizza at my elementary was squared and had a bunch of tiny holes in the crust. Really? Probably so it cooked quicker. They have one of those roller thingies that goes over the dough to poke holes in it so it cooks quicker and more evenly. Interesting. All right, question number 8. The correct answer is B as in boy. 2 months, 16 days, and 8 hours after Norris was released from prison, they started kidnapping, torturing, and raping young women. The reason why it took 2 months for them to start and put their plan in action was they were both paroled to different cities. And if it wasn't for BitTaker actually writing a letter to Norris where Norris had been paroled to and then saying, hey, let's get our plan and together and go for it, and never would have happened. And they probably would have just kept on doing their own violent crimes separately. But he wrote him a letter and corresponded with him and told him, look, let's get together and put our plan in action. And they did. Well, they corresponded, and then they had to buy a vehicle. They came up with the money to buy the van. Amy M. I'm stuck with vegan pizza. I can't have dairy. Oh, I'm sorry, Amy. Um, uh, I know this is going to sound weird, but Amy's, the actual company that makes vegetarian food, Amy's is the actual name of the company. They make all kinds of other things too, but they make a really good vegan pizza as well, like frozen pizza. Because I buy them from my daughter. My daughter's vegetarian, but she actually likes them, the Amy's, because it has broccoli, zucchini, and artichoke hearts on it. But I mean, if you don't like them, you can always pick some of that off. But it has a vegan cheese on it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a 6-minute break. 6-minute break. Use the facilities. Make yourself a pizza. I don't know if you can cook one in a toaster oven in 6 minutes, but since we're talking about pizza, getting horrible rain down here in Florida. Ooh, I'm sorry. Will, I've just sent you more updates from official Metropolitan Police Department, Sky News. Thank you, Gemma. I appreciate it. I will look at them after this. 6 minutes. Light rain on and off in the mountains of Virginia. My wife, my mother-in-law, my son, my daughter will all be in West Virginia in 2 weeks. They're going to the Mothman Festival back there in 2 weeks. I think they're gonna be there for 11 days total. So I think they're going a couple of days beforehand, and then they're going to the Mothman Festival. You have to start tidying up your kitchen. 40-mile-an-hour winds. Oh my gosh. Stay safe, Jude. Even though I can't see the comments. What is the Mothman Festival? Gemma, it's I'm gonna butcher it. The best thing to do, sweetheart, is just to Google Mothman. Sitting on my front porch in eastern Tennessee, enjoying a nice breeze from a storm. In the instance, oh, that sounds cool, Steph. My friend just moved to Tennessee. My friend Melissa. I don't know why you can't see me. I'm not blocked. No, you're definitely not. That's weird. Maybe Rykart just for some reason clicked on it and made you hidden. I don't know. Hearing my pizza, in a microwave. I like the Mothman episodes on Supernatural. I like the TV show Supernatural for itself. Was it Vincent Jackal, whatever? And my wife used to do this nonprofit scavenger hunt every year that was put on by the guy that played Cassio on the show. It was called Gish, Gish. But he shut down the actual charity and the scavenger hunt. So like 2 years ago was the last one. Mike and Dean are awesome. The Winchesters. In the distance, LOL. I don't know what happened. I can't remember what his name is though. Man, oh Lord, I love Supernatural. Misha Collins. All right, Misha Collins. But my wife, my daughter, my mother-in-law, all three of them set the world's Guinness Book of World's Record with Misha Collins through the Gish program that I was talking about, the nonprofit, and scavenger hunt that he had every year. But they all it was the world's record for the most people dressed up as a French maid in one time in one location, and they actually got a Guinness Book of World Record was there to verify how many people were dressed up as a French maid. Are they still making new episodes of Supernatural? No, sorry, Rykart. The show has ended. Yeah, Misha Collins, but he ran the Gish scavenger hunt every year. People would put together teams, and that you'd get so many points for completing different tasks. Some of them were really good. Of like the tasks, like hand out 400 pairs of socks to homeless men and women and children. So people would rush out and they would buy up all the socks they could get packs of socks at Walmart and go out and hand them out to the homeless. Or another one that they did was find someone and make their day by feeding them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A homeless person, make sure that they get not just a meal from like a bowl of soup, but it had to be a meal. And you got so many points for doing these different tasks, and then you as a group, all your points were tallied up, and at the end of the year there would also be like scavenger hunts, like things were hidden, like geotag things you had to go to, and you figured out the puzzle where they were. It was really cool. They really enjoyed it. Say they get 12,000 or 15,000 people a day. Wow. That's weird. That that you're hidden. I don't know how that even do that myself. I mean, I know how to block people. And the entire time I've been on YouTube, I've blocked a total of I think 10 people, 12 people. But our break is over, ladies and gentlemen. Our break is over. Going on to the next trivia question. Question number 9. The case itself, including the first 3 movies and TV specials and books, were banned from which country for several years? The Toolbox murders, the case itself, was it A, the UK, B, the USA, United States of America, C, China, or D, the USSR? The Toolbox murders, the first 3 movies and television specials and books were banned from which country? I don't think a mod can be blocked. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. Rykart, you're absolutely correct there. Callie Lisa, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia, Callie Lisa. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining us tonight. The first 3 movies and television specials and the books were banned from which country? About the Toolbox murders. Question number 9. Case itself, including the first 3 movies and television specials and books, were banned from which country for several years? I hope you and everyone are doing well too. I am doing terrific, Callie Lisa. Thank you. I hope you are doing well as also. All right, question number 9. It's Mountain Lion Country. The correct answer, the number 9, is C as in cat, China. It was banned for the movies were banned for extreme violence, content, and the book was banned from being imported to the country or printed or itself. So there were different reasons why they banned it, but the book was banned because of the acts of violence and graphic nature about the actual crimes itself. But the movie was banned, and the television. China, they have they're a weird country. Let's just face it. I mean, they idolize school children, schoolgirls. It's a fantasy for a large portion of the country for adult women to dress up like little schoolgirls. If you've ever seen some of the mangas, you know, Chinese comics that are out there, you'll get it really quick. But and then it comes to like violent crimes like that. They're like, nah, we don't want that in our country. It's like, really? Okay, you guys are backwards. Where can you see these movies at? Short Nice asks. Um, I don't know. I think you might be able to see some of them online. There might be one or two of them. Now, I think they're up to like the third or fourth different variation on the actual movie itself, the Toolbox Murders. There, I know one was on Netflix. Maybe it might be on Netflix, or you'd be able to find it through another country. You know, if you use like one of those programs that changes your country origin for Netflix. But I don't know. Maybe some of them are on YouTube too. I don't know. They have female shortage in China due to their one-child policy. Yes, and that's going to come back and bite them. And on top of that, they don't have enough people to produce the food and the resources. China is completely reliant upon other nations to feed their own people. They can't grow enough rice to feed their population. They've exhausted all of their resources. They've depleted everything. They've killed off all of the bees, so they can't even pollinate their own fruit trees. They have to pay people to go hand pollinate, just apple and pear trees. It's just, they're screwed in a lot of different ways. All right. Next. Question 10. Would you like to play a game? Maybe you just need a ride. How many hitchhikers did these two serial killers pick up in total? Was it A, 10, B, 18, C, 31, or D, 20? Yeah, Marina, they killed all of their bees. That there are so many pesticides in the soil and in the environment, and the air quality there is so terrible that bees cannot exist in China anymore. Now, Japan has a huge issue with this as well. When it comes to pollinators, you won't find bees, you won't find butterflies flying around in the natural environment anywhere. That's why they have the hornet is the killer bee, not the killer bee, but what they call it, the killer wasp. It's another variation. It's a giant wasp. They survive because, well, they're just ruthless little beep. Talk about population control. Yeah. Lori is back in Arizona looking for her 144,000. Oh, good old Lori Vallow. Vallow Daybell. I still get so much slack about that from people who don't like me referring to her as Lori Vallow. But that's how she's listed on her actual prison ID, Lori Vallow Daybell. And then all the other last names, Ryan and everything else, are listed as AKAs. But she is listed as Lori Vallow. Lori is Lori Vallow Daybell. What is her middle name? Noreen? I think it is. Well, whatever it is. Isn't she eligible for the death penalty in Arizona? Cement Shoes, to answer your question, they would have to prove depraved indifference. If they're able to prove depraved indifference, or be able to prove that there was a conspiracy with her and Alex, or she made some kind of an arrangement that Alex would be paid or get some kind of compensation in this life or the afterlife for killing Charles. If they're able to do that, yes, they could go for the death penalty in Arizona. But that's really hard for them to do, especially since Well, the alleged killer, Alex, is dead. They unless he made an audio recording or he told his wife, Zoma. It's really hard to excuse me. It's really hard to prove, but yes, if they can prove it. I checked again on my side of your management mod on my channel, as is Will. You're not hidden or blocked or banned, so I don't get it. I don't get it either, Gamma. Is there a series or a movie about the Toolbox murders? Rykart? 3 movies. There were actually like theatrical released movies based upon the Toolbox murders. What you see on your screen here, that picture, that is actually from the 3rd remake of the Toolbox murder movie, and it's called the Toolbox Murders. Oh, all right. Question number 10. Gotta get back to this. The correct answer is D as in dog. D as in dog for question 10. They picked up 20 hitchhikers, young women, but only killed 5 during that time period. 20 to kill 5. Sprinkled Donut. Sorry I'm late. Hi, Will and chat. Hello, Sprinkled Donuts, and welcome to tonight's trivia. World famous FBI profiler John Edward Douglas. You may have seen him from countless different TV shows, America's Most Wanted, and shows like that. He's been a supporter and director, and a specialist behind Law and Order and everything else. He's played roles on television, and he's been himself, giving insight into how the FBI works. Actually considered retirement after the Toolbox murder case, saying to reporters, "This case was the most disturbing in the BAU profile I've ever worked. I will never get over the disgusting and depraved nature of Lawrence Bittaker." He actually thought about retiring over the Toolbox murders. John Edward Douglas. All right. Next, question 11. Regardless who you are, who you think you are, friends will roll over on you to save their own necks. Which one of these two testified against the other, if either? Was it A, Norris did on Bittaker, B, neither of them rolled over on the other one, or C, Bittaker did on Norris, or D, they testified on each other? Oh, what was her name? Lori? Was she the FBI agent that was there on the Christopher Watts case? I think it was Lori something. Or I don't think she retired. I think she changed positions in law enforcement. But maybe she did retire. I don't know. I heard something about that though. So you might be on to something there. I'd have to look into that. She don't like no Elvis Presley. She loves Elvis Presley. One of the men retired. D, they snitched on each other, most likely. Regardless of who you are or who you think you are, friends will roll over on you to save their own necks. Which one of these two testified against the other, if either? Question number 11. Maybe one of the ones that had to retrieve the girls. That was the short and ice. The girls were removed by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. And I would not want that job. I wouldn't want that at all. Elvis, loved your mother loved Elvis as well. Don't be cruel. Question 11. Meep, meep, meep. Good evening, Meep, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful week and weekend. Thank you for joining us. I mean, it's only question 11. We still have 7 more questions left. Don't do it, Sprinkled Donut. What is Sprinkled Donut going to do? Cigarette looks so good, but I quit in December and have been having serious cravings lately. Oh, don't do it. There. Now you can't see me. I'll turn the camera back on afterwards. I don't want to trigger you into doing it again, Sprinkled Donut. It's one of those habits I know I need to give up, and it's hard. Everything that I do is revolved around it. I wish you all the success. Cut the straw the length of her cigarette and would just puff away and hold it like a cigarette when she waned and needed one. I've tried everything. Cantix, I've tried Nicorette, patches. I've tried it all. The worst thing is I know that it's taking years off my life, and those are years that I don't have to give away. You don't want to quit short nights because you don't have any more hobbies. I can't believe how many people love and support Christopher Wallace. I mean, I enjoyed that last video you loaded, Will, but it also pissed me off. I'm sure it did. It pissed me off too. I can't believe people have been supporting him financially and emotionally and everything else all this time, and no one is donating money to respect and keep the memory of Bella, Celeste, baby Nico, and Shannon alive. We should be erecting monuments for them, a memorial wall, a garden, something, besides just a headstone in a cemetery. And yet here he is, living it up. Is the best life he has ever had, probably. Yeah, it pissed me off too when I found out about it. All right, question 11. The correct answer is A as in apple. Norris rolled over on BitTicker like there was no tomorrow. He told them everything. He's the one who told them where the audio tapes were. He's the one that told them where all the evidence was. And then he stood on the got up on the witness stand and thought it was all just a fun and games. Rolled over on his friend in a heartbeat. Did not care. I know if I buy a packet, just one, it'll all be over. Well, don't do it. All right, next question. Next one. Question 12. They gave 20 hitchhikers, all single white females, a ride, yet one only killed less than half of them. Did either of them by themselves find one of those later, the women, and rape and kill them? Was it A, Bit Taker did, B, Norris did, C, they both did once, or D, they both did it twice? So the question is, to make us understandable, they gave 20 hitchhikers rides. They killed less than half of them. Did them, of the ones that they, those 15 they didn't kill together that they gave rides to, did they, as individuals or as, together, go out and find that individual, those 15 women? Did they go out and find that individual and rape and kill that one, either individually or together, once or twice? Bye, everyone. I need to go. Thanks for all your hard work, Will. Well, thank you, Mel. Mel, you have a terrific week ahead. Thank you for being here with us. Did either one of them go out later on and find one of those girls that they gave a ride to and rape and kill them? Meep is going with D. Kitiku A. Steph A. I didn't shoot A. Right card going with D. Both of my parents died of lung cancer due to smoking. I'm sorry, Callie Lisa. Truly sorry about that. Starfire is going with C. Question number 12. They gave 20 hitchhikers, all single white females. And just like the Ted Bundy years, he had a certain look, that he liked long, straight brown hair. They had a type of young woman that they wanted to kill. They wanted to rape. They wanted to torture. Well before the BTK killer, these 6 son of a beep were out there doing it as individuals, and they were doing it together. I had a patient with lung cancer due to secondhand smoke. Really? Wow. That's terrible. Marina is going with B. And I've never smoked and will never smoke cigarettes. Question number 12. The correct answer is A as in apple. Bit Taker did. She is listed in the FBI file as Jane Doe number 12. That is how she is listed. Why is she listed as Jane Doe number 12? Because no missing person report has ever been filed that was conclusive that missing persons report was of this individual. He took this young woman out into the middle of nowhere, at the secluded area, with the van by himself. He raped her, tortured her, and then killed her and buried her in a shallow grave. The actual grave was partially dug up by animals, and it was not found until way later. But he laughed about it and thought it was funny that they finally found this victim. But no missing persons report has ever matched this individual. Someone probably just thought their loved one moved away and they never heard from him again. But it turns out that Bit Taker, by himself, killed her and dumped her body out in the secluded area. Sad. I don't know if they've gone back and tried to, since 1979, to try to identify her, but as of the police, the FBI's report, not police, FBI's report, she is still listed as Jane Doe number 12. There are 5 known victims, but she is listed as Jane Doe, hash mark number 12. All right, next. Roy Norris's father worked in a scrapyard and was connected to some low-level criminals. He drank excessively and had no time for Roy from the time he was born. Roy Norris's mother was a stay-at-home housewife who was a heavy drinker as well. On top of that, she was addicted to drugs. She also had several affairs on Roy's father and would leave the children alone often. Roy Norris, that was the household he grew up in. Messed up. Now try to have a normal life after that. Next question. What did these two men do for a hobby when not killing, torturing single young women? Was it A, bowling, B, painting pictures, C, singing, or D, fishing? What did they do as a hobby when they were not out killing and torturing young women? Scrapyard. I think both parents said they were waiting for them to turn 18 so they could be rid of them. Hmm. E, the Jersey Shore. Watching the Jersey Shore. Kitty 2 is going with A, bowling. Short Knives going with fishing. Gamma is going with painting pictures. E, making fresh pizza, raising mountain lions. Speaking of bowling, it was really big back then. But all of my friends, besides myself, are avid bowlers. They're all on bowling leagues. Every one of them, but me. So it's still something that people do quite a bit, at least my area here. E, a mountain lion driving a Yugo while on meth. Question number 13. What did they do as a hobby when they weren't out killing and torturing young single women? I've been writing poetry today. It's been helping me feel better since I've been poorly. I hope you feel better, soon, Gamma. I was just like thinking, oh, LOL. I almost said breeding mountain lions. Bowling is fun. I used to bowl a lot when I was younger. I used to be on different leagues. They called them hot dog in leagues here at my local bowling center. Here where I live, we have two bowling alleys. But I used to bowl a lot. It's not something that I do anymore. I love bowling before I got bad arthritis. Can't anymore. Yeah. I mean, I do it maybe once a year for JA, for junior achievement. It's more to raise money than it is to, for anything else. But that's the only time I ever do it. And arthritis is definitely one of the reasons why I don't do it, cement shoes. Rheumatoid arthritis. I have it in my shoulders, elbow, and wrist. But I golf. I golf 3 days a week instead. Well, when I come over to the States to visit next year, we will go bowling. You're very good. There you go. I can't wait. Hopefully we get together. All right, question number 13. The correct answer is A as in apple. Bowling is the correct answer of what they did when they weren't out torturing and killing single women, young women. They went bowling, and they did it, and they always got loaded. They drank a lot of beer, and they did a lot of drugs. But they loved to go bowling. My dad bowled in his old age for exercise. There you go. Got to do something. I see a lot of people when they retire just give up. You know, they're like, I'm just going to relax. I'm not going to work anymore. And then everybody who ever has ever done something like that or said they're going to do that, they never lasted very long. You got to keep your mind and your physical body active, even if it's low impact. You have to do something to keep going. But these two men, when they weren't out killing and torturing young women, they loved to go bowling and get loaded, drink a lot of beer, and do drugs. All right, question number 14. They didn't learn their lesson from almost getting caught in prison. Was it one or both or neither that kept a diary of torture labeled Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 4 with number 3 missing? Excuse me. Was it A, Norris was the only one to keep one? B, Bittaker was the only one to do so? C, they both kept one, didn't tell the other? Or D, neither one kept one? On a night that I was angry and not speaking to my ex, he bowled a 300. Only 300 I've ever seen. My friend Ronald has bowled 300 games. I've never seen any of them. I just see the pictures that they take and they post in the newspaper or they post on social media. I've never come close to anything even close to that. Even when I was younger and I bowled, I think if I had to guess, I think my highest game is probably like a 150. I wasn't really good at it, but hey, it was something to do back in the day. It's just not something I do now. Now, if I can get like an 80, I'd be happy. They got a lot of turkeys. Is that what they call them? The three strikes in a row? They call that a turkey? Being on Chad's dark list. Yeah, you don't want to end up on Chad's dark list because everybody who ends up on that dark list has a tendency to die. Yeah, they call it a turkey. Bowling is cool. Got to do something. If you enjoy it, do it. Bowling is cool. I like going for a walk. I like going up down by the river. We have a walking path that's it's made out of blacktop, and it's just wide enough for two people to walk past each other. It's not like a really wide path, but it goes along the river, so we get the cool breeze in the summertime off of the river. Oh, it's so nice, and there's a lot of trees around. So one of the only places around here you'll ever find trees is near the river, near the Columbia River, the same river that Sacagawea and Lewis and Clark expedition came down. They didn't learn their lesson from almost getting caught in prison. What was the one or both or neither that kept a diary of torture? Question number 14. The correct answer is B as in boy. He was the only one to do some. Bittaker kept an actual diary of the torture. And they both included and were on the audio tape, but Norris never knew that Kid Taker was actually writing it down as well. And he kept a diary of all their torture, what they would do, what the results were from each type of torture. And volume 3 has never been found. 1 and 2 and 4 were found and logged in as as evidence in the case itself, but number 3, if it ever existed, is not known where whatever happened to it. But Kit Taker did keep an actual diary of torture. All right, next. Lucinda Lynn Schaefer was the very first victim of the Toolbox murders. The two of them together. And it is not the first victim that either one of them had before, just the first victim they had together. They kidnapped her and did unspeakable things to her, living out their fantasies. They both dreamed up while in prison. Lucinda was a great friend, sister, daughter, and a hard worker and student. They kidnapped her as she was leaving a meeting at her church. Her body sadly wasn't found right away, and her family still suffers her loss to this very day. She was leaving, I believe it was a Presbyterian church, a meeting there, and she was walking 2 blocks from the church to her grandmother's home, and they kidnapped her along the way. She didn't voluntarily hitchhike, and all the rest of them, unlike were vulnerable and actual hitchhikers. These men had plans on killing women of certain ages, and we're going to get into that in a little bit here. But Lucinda Lynn Schaefer was the very first victim. They killed her on June 24th, 1979. Question number 15. Lawrence Bittaker's favorite weapon of torture was a rusty screwdriver, while Roy Norris preferred something even more devilish. What was his weapon of torture? Was it A, a hammer, B, pliers, C, a knife, or D, a handsaw? Lawrence Bittaker's favorite weapon of torture was a rusty screwdriver. What was Roy Norris's? Yeah. Lemon Pie. Good evening, Lemon Pie, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you've been doing well, Lemon Pie. Even for the stream, it's a bit dark. I'm sorry. I think it's important to remember the victims. If you Google the Toolbox murders on, I think it's on Wikipedia, but it might be a private website as well. They have all of the victims and their stories of who they were and where they came from. Every life is valuable. That was on June. They got out on January. That's like 5 months, not 2. No, that's the first victim that they had together. But yeah, that is 5 months. But he got out in January, but there was like a couple of months. So February, March. Well, February, January, February. So February, March, they were writing back and forth. They got together. April, May, June. So yeah, three months. So it was like what, 2 months and some change, wasn't it? What question was that? I'm not complaining. No. Yeah, 2 months, 16 days, and 8 hours. So 2.5 months is what the answer was. Question number 15. The correct answer is B as in boy. A pair of pliers was his favorite weapon of torture. And you don't want to know what he would do with the pliers. It's very graphic in nature what he did with the pliers. Oops, forgot to turn the camera back on. All right. Question number 16. Before they both died, did either Norris or Bittaker ever express remorse for what they did, who they killed or tortured? Was it A, yes, Norris did on his deathbed? B, yes, Bittaker did in a letter once? C, no, they laughed about it to the end? Or D, no, they only wished to do more? Before they died, did either Norris or Bittaker ever express remorse for what they did? In case you're wondering, when did they die? Lawrence Bittaker died December 13th, 2019 in San Quentin Prison. Roy Norris died February 24th, 2020 at the California Medical Facility. But before they died, did either of them express remorse for what they did? Marina, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe A. D, 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 D. No, D is in C. Meep is going with B. Shorten that D. I don't know. Maybe. Before they died, did either Norris or Bittaker ever express remorse for what they did? Question number 16. The correct answer is D as in dog. No, they didn't ever express any remorse for what they did. They only wished that they had killed one or two more young women. They had a goal, a number, and everything else that they were going to kill and rape and torture. And they didn't get the chance to actually complete their goal. And that was the only thing that they, expressed any remorse over, was they never got to kill more. All right. Bonus question number 1. How long of a kidnapping, torture, and murdering spree did these two serial killers working together last? Was it A, 11 months, B, 18 months, C, 5 months, or D, 9 months? How long did their actual killing spree last? There's a fair guess where they reside now. In hell. Yeah, I'd go with guess on owl. That'd be my guess. 11 months, 18 months, 5 months, or 9 months. How long of a spree did they have? Killing together, working together. Sal, sorry I missed this, Will. So happy you had a great vacation. Well, thank you, Sal. I hope you're doing well. You can always watch and rewind after this. Bonus question number 1. How long of a kidnapping, torture, and murdering spree did these two serial killers working together last? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is C, as in cat. They only killed for a total of a 5-month period together. They killed individually a lot longer. They were violent a lot longer, but their total killing spree was only 5 months together. Bonus question number 2. While in prison, we learned that Bittaker and Norris had made a plan on how to rape and kill and get away with it. However, they planned to kill only certain ages of young women, hence picking up so many hitchhikers. What age groups did they target? Was it A, 13 to 19-year-olds only? B, 10 to 16-year-olds only? C, 7 to 15-year-olds only? Or D, 15 to 24-year-olds only? While in prison, we learned that Bittaker and Norris had made plans on how to rape, kill, and get away with it. However, they planned to kill only certain ages of young women. Catalisa D. Neep is going with A. There's a fly in here. Only if they watch Jersey Shore. Steph is going with A. Reichardt going with D. Bonus question number 2. Where is my fly swatter? I got a fly in here and it's driving me nuts. I had it just the other day. Where did I put that fly swatter? There it is. Found it. Here, fly, 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 fly. Here, fly, 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 fly. Come out and play, Mr. Fly. I don't have anything in my hand. I have nothing in my hand at all. You don't see anything, Mr. Fly. One of the detectives committed unliving himself, thinking one or both of them would get out and come after his family. Wow. Yes. I just want to play a game, Mr. Fly. Where are you? Now that I have the fly swatter, he's gone. Oh, well. Guess I can turn the camera back on. There won't be any fly homicide. You hate flies getting inside your truck? Help me. Buzz. I hate flies. So do I, Cement Shoes. I hate them. I can't stand ants and I can't stand flies. All right. What age group did they target? The correct answer to bonus question number 2 is A as in apple. 13 to 19-year-olds only. And they killed 5 between the ages of 13 and 19. And in his torture diary, he wrote it down what they still get. And as it went along, from the very first one to the last one. Okay. All of the questions tonight are compiled from Trivia Boss, King Trivia Incorporated, and Podly.com, plus my own research. All the questions tonight, besides the bonus questions, which are my own questions themselves, are rated on a scale of 1 to 10. They're all a 5, according to their trivia. The photos tonight used in the trivia for TOOLBOX the Creeper, which is owned by the Random House Books. That is one of the photos. It's actually titled the TOOLBOX Murders Creeper photo. The rest are all used without license, without need of a license. And the Creeper photo cannot be redisseminated or used in any other fashion without a compensation agreement. And I have to say that. I don't know why, but they make you say it. How did you do tonight? Did you get an A, 12 to 16 correct? I know things, or I'm a great guesser. B, an 8 to 11. Could have done better. Need sleep though. C, 4 to 7 correct. Just here to chat, drink, and snack. D, 1 to 3. I'm at your front door knocking. Are you? E, always a mountain lion, never a cougar. Remember, we are just playing for fun and knowledge. No one is better than anyone else. Some people are just lucky at guessing. Steph got an E, always a mountain lion, never a cougar. Goodtaker also filed so many BS lawsuits that they deemed him a vexation litigant. Yeah. Yeah. He was a real piece of, of something. When it comes right down to it, though, when it came to Roy Norris most likely had some type of mental health issue from the early ages on. Even before he dropped out of school, he was before he became a violent criminal. He was a petty criminal, pretty much from an early age on, and stealing things and selling them. But he always had a mental health issue. So, I mean, schizophrenic tendencies, with delusions. That got him kicked out of the Navy. Then he incarcerated. They determined that he was there's that fly. I'm coming for you. But yeah, Roy Norris was definitely never got the help that he needed. Do I feel sorry for him? Hell no, I don't. No, he made a choice to do what he was doing. Oh, thank you. How did they find each other? Me. They were in the same penitentiary at the same time in 1976, I think it was, and they were in the same like clique, like group of people, inmates. and they started talking, and they formed a friendship. And then they found out that one was into one thing and the other one was into something else. And they sat down and they talked about, hey, if I ever rape another woman, this is Bit Taker talking. Bit Taker said if he ever raped another woman, he was going to make damn sure that she died, because that way there's no witness to the actual crime itself. And Roy Norris is like, yeah, but I really enjoy torturing women. I want to torture them. And the two of them put this plan together, how to, commit the acts and get away with it. In their mind, they thought that it was a foolproof plan. Take them out into the middle of nowhere, do whatever the hell you want, and no one could hear them scream. Make sure that they died, and then you could go on and live your life, and nobody would ever catch you. Well, they didn't. They didn't account for the fact that there's law enforcement out there, and technology was catching up to them faster and faster. That's why their actual stint of murders from the first one to the last one was so short, and they never got to complete their age group that they wanted to kill one of each of them. Now, I couldn't find anything online, or anything in any of the things that I read on why they picked those actual age groups, 13 to 19. Were they both scorned by girls as growing up? Did they both have ex-girlfriends that are that age? I don't know, but that was something that they always talked about. And especially Roy Norris, after he took his plea deal, that basically saved his life from the death penalty, or spending the rest of his life behind bars. Well, he thought it was going to save him. He ended up going to the state hospital instead. But yeah, they're sick. They were sick individual, and they were. I mean, I guess basically they were meant for each other, because they were both into that same twisted. You know, who sits down with someone and talks about, if I rape another woman, I gotta kill her. Who sits down and talks with somebody new, a new friend, and talks about something like that? Well, these two guys did. Hung up on teenagers. They were just perverts. Were they released at the same time, a couple of months apart? And then when they got, well, did you lose weight? Trying. I'm trying, short and ice. Doctor says I have to be more physically active. So we've been going for nightly walks and trying to watch what we eat. Cut out the snacking. That's the first part. You got to cut out the snacking. They were definitely depraved POSs. Yes. Yeah, I thought for sure, and there've been a lot of different. I'm sure if you put, toolbox murders on YouTube, you'll come up with a whole bunch of people. There's been other people who've done trivia nights on them as well. Um, I don't think that trivia channel is still around, but that was all that they did was trivia, like serial killer trivia, and they may have touched on that. I'm pretty sure that they did. To motivate my doc says, said to MD, salt, cut out salt. I don't eat much salt the way it is. I mean, and I don't really like processed food, so salt's not an issue with me. My wife eats it right out of her hand, but that her doctor told her that's it's not that she craves salt, it's the oh, not potassium, iodine. That she her body actually craves the iodine. It's not the salt. Well, thank you, Short Nice. YouTube is a gang of information. Bit keeps me informed. Are they on Netflix? Right, Cart? I know that there was at least one Netflix special that was done about the Toolbox murders, but I don't know if it's still on Netflix. It might be in another country if you use one of like those Nord, programs, or the ones that scramble your location. You can go to like Netflix Canada or UK or something like that. It's an English speaking country, and the catalog can be completely different from what's on Netflix now. But I know there's been at least three full major movie pictures that have been done about the toolbox murders. Countless TV mini documentaries. It's been covered by Forensic Files. You name it. Everybody's done it. Something on it. Maybe they didn't call it the Toolbox Murders. Maybe they called it, by Lawrence, Bit Taker, or they called it the Roy Norris, case. But everybody, out there has pretty much done it. My doctor told me to quit drinking lard for breakfast. That'll definitely pack on the weight. I'd probably lose weight if I quit bread. I love bread and carbs. Yeah, that's a hard one to cut out, Sal. We are deficient in iodine. Yeah, but that's what my wife's doctor told her that I always thought that she just loved salt, and because she eats it right out of her hand. Well, she used to. She's not supposed to anymore. But her doctor told her, oh, no, all her blood work and everything else came back, fine, except for her iodine levels were low. Do Crisco Light. Not on yours in Canada. Just put it into YouTube's search engine. I mean, the world's largest search engines, and not no surprise out there to anyone, is Google. Google actual is their search engine is number one. YouTube search engine is number two, and then everybody else's search engines come after that. Yahoo, Bing, and everything else. They come three, four, and on down the line. But I mean, Google, keeps everything. No good fats are good, are okay. It's the sugars and carbs that are bad. Yeah, but Cali Lisa, at the same time, though, I mean, if we cut out everything, what the hell are we eating? Cardboard? Ugh, I don't know. I'll find a way. I think we'll all find a way, but I'm not cutting everything out of my diet. Oh, come here, Mr. Fly. Try the BBBE diet: bacon, butter, beef, and eggs. I like that idea. I think I'm going to give that a shot, Kelly Lisa. An apple is a carb. I did the keto diet and lost 30 pounds and didn't exercise at all, but I kept busy with my flatbed trailer, securing the cargo and tarping it sometimes. Hmm. I forgot that you hauled you were mainly a flatbedder, right? I've forgotten about that. I watched it. I'm not kidding. I don't know how this works. So, but this is my theory. All right. Every time I talk about something that is completely different from what I normally do, which is basically murder and mayhem, and things that people, do to each other, researching and stuff like that. Whenever I talk about something outside of that area itself, I'll tune into YouTube, and all the suggested videos for me next are on something completely different. So I'll end this stream tonight, and I'll make sure that I mention flatbed flatbed long haul truck drivers, and all of my suggestions will be new YouTube channels or shorts, having to do with long haul trucking. And I think it's because, well, they're listening to us. This damn thing is constantly recording and listening to everything that we talk about. And the BBB diet is not a joke. But anyway, so what would brought that also the memory is I was watching this one. She's a female trucker. She's got a YouTube channel. She was talking about the industry itself, a long haul truck driving, and she was. I don't think she's just exclusively flatbed. I think she had a flatbed and a I don't know what you call it, long trailer. Because in the one video she was hauling doubles. Cute lady though, blondish brown hair, white. Just trying to describe her, but I can't remember what her name was though. Oh my God, I always feel like my phone's listening to what I say. I think it is Sprinkled Donuts. I really think it is. And it's looking for, whatever the hell I'm talking about, suggestion wise. And then the next thing next time I'm online, boom, here's all those suggestions are now, hey, you were looking for a new set of rocking chairs for your porch, right? Because you were talking about those the other day. You didn't even search for them on the internet yet, but here's 10 ads for rocking chairs. It's creepy. Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, that's the world we live in, though. I mean, I'm inside my house. These are the things just in my house. I don't know about your home, but my refrigerator has its own Wi-Fi connection. It has its own built-in Wi-Fi. My dishwasher, my washer and dryer, both of those have their own Wi-Fi, and they actually talk to the service center, and they send me a text alert. Hey, it's time to make sure that you schedule your next appointment for routine maintenance. The actual devices in my house have their own Wi-Fi. I mean, then my television in the living room has Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth connectivity itself built into it. It's creepy as hell when you're talking about something and all of a sudden it just pops up as a suggestion for you. I want my rotary dial from the 80s back. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't think, rotary dial should still work as a home phone. That push. I remember we went from rotary dial to push button, and we thought that was the top of the technology, didn't we? 10 minutes, I meant. I only thought about something one time, didn't even say it out loud, and got Facebook ads for 19 minutes later. 10 minutes, you meant. Yeah. I've had something like that creepy happen to me as well. It freaks me out. I mean, what kind of world is my son going to grow up in? I mean, he's only 7 years old. My daughter kind of missed all this, to a certain amount. I mean, technology and stuff like that, internet was definitely there for her teenage years. She isn't that old. She's only 25. I'm just happy I did all the stupid shit that I did, as a juvenile before the internet was ever there. So there wasn't anybody standing, next to me, with their camera out recording every stupid thing that I did. Will Smith and iRobot are coming after us to slap us in the face. Yeah. What was the one with Will Smith where everybody was dead in New York or Washington D.C.? That was a good movie. It's been a while since I've seen it. I liked him. Also like Will Smith in Men in Black, or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Don't want to date myself. Kind of sad to see him go off the rails like that. Nobody watched Terminator, right? I like the Bad Boy movies. Bad Boys. Was that Martin Lawrence? Bad Boys? Or is that I'm forgetting. That's not no. It wasn't Jackie Chan. That was another one, was it? Or was that Jackie Chan and Martin Lawrence? When is your next video coming up? Tomorrow, Rycart. For me, I Am Legend. That's it. With Will Smith. That's the. Wasn't that based on a comic though? Comic book. I Am Legend. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go because I'm going to kill a fly. And I don't want the homicide of a fly being put online, because then I'll hear from PETA and all the animal, insect, people out there. You killed a harmless little fly, and I don't need that in my life. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. There you go. That's what it was. Thank you everyone for being here for another trivia night. Don't forget, tomorrow I will post to the community tab on YouTube what the next week's trivia is about. So there's a trivia question every Monday. I try to get it up by 10 a.m. on YouTube, so you can kind of get an idea of what next week's trivia is all about. But I want to thank everyone for being here with me, and everyone who gave a donation tonight. Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it. And I'll never be able to express to you just how much I do appreciate each and every one of you being here, and for those who gave donations tonight. But everyone, have a safe week ahead, and thank you again. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill that fly. Oh, before I go, really quick. Flatbed truck driving, long haul truck driving, short mileage truck driving and delivery, e-vehicles, hydrogen delivery vehicles. Now let's see what YouTube suggests for me next. Bye.